Jai Om Vishnupad Param Sakaligrachar Ashtotra Shasha Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shurpad Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda Ki Namacharya Slash Thakur Ki Shadgo Swami Prabhu Ki Prem Skoshti Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaurav Tvaranda Ki Shishi Radha Krishna Chandra Ki Shishi Krishna Balram Ki Shishi Gaurunitai Ki Shishi Srinivasa Govinda Ki Shishi Prahlad Prasande Ki Nitai Gaurav Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. Today is the very auspicious day, Gita Jayanti day. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita on this day 5100 years ago. So let's have a short discussion on this Bhagavad Gita. So what is Bhagavad Gita? Gita means a song that was sung by Bhagavan. Therefore, it is called Bhagavad Gita, or the instruction that was given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It's called Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita appears in Mahabharata in the Bhishma Parva. This Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all religion. It's the essence of all Vedic wisdom. Why? Because it was spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. Krishna is not an ordinary person. Supreme person. He is a supreme person. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma himself. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Ishvara Param Krishna. Krishna is the supreme Ishvara, Parameshvara, Parama Ishvara. Parama means the ultimate, the supreme. Ishvara is the supreme controller, supreme master. Sachidananda Vigraha is full of Satchit Ananda, full of eternity, full of knowledge, and full of bliss. Sachidananda Vigraha is a personality, Vigraha, person. Anadiradir Govinda is the origin of everything that exists. Yes, no other origin. Krishna has no other origin. He is the origin of everything. So, and he is the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karana. He is the cause of all causes. That was told by Lord Brahma in Brahma Samhita. Then it is stated in the Bhagavatam by Sutta Goswami. The Bhagavatam is the king of all Vedic literature. It's a Grantha Raja, the final work of Lord Vyasadeva. It is said in the Bhagavatam, Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indriyari Vyakulum Loge Mridyanti Yuge Yuge. Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Sutta Goswami explained different incarnations of the Lord who appears in different manvantras. Because sometimes the demons create trouble. They create a disturbance for the devotees. Therefore, Lord appears in different forms to come to protect the devotees and banish the demons. There are many incarnations Lord appeared. all the incarnations is an expansion of Lord Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan. He is the origin of all the expansions. He is the source of all the incarnations. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, in the 7th chapter, Matta Paratram Ranyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya Mayisarum Idam Protum Sutremani Ganaiva. O Dhananjaya, Matta Paratram Nanyat. There is no truth superior to me. There is no truth superior to me. Everything rests on me. How? Just as a pearls or a string on a thread. There is no truth superior to me. Everything rests on me, just as pearls or string on a thread. So Krishna, very crystal clear, he explains, says in the Bhagavad Gita, that is the ultimate cause. There is nothing beyond him. He is the final truth. Then again, in the 10th chapter, he affirms these statements. Statements once again. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartati iti matva bhajante mam buddhabhava samanvita. I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. Everything emanates from me. I am the source of everything that exists in this world, in the spiritual world. He is the source. Those who are wise, Buddha Bhava Samanvita, those who are Buddha, who are intelligent, who are wise, they worship me with all their heart. Because they know that Krishna is the source, therefore let us worship the source. With Bhava Samanvita, with full of love, they worship the Lord. And in 15th chapter, Krishna again confirms, Yomam evam asamudo janadi purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Yomam evam asamudo. Anyone who knows me, Yomam evam asamudo, without doubt, that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without a doubt, Sa Sarvavid Bhajati Mam, is the knower of everything. Anyone who knows Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the knower of everything. For him, there is nothing remain unknown. For him, there is nothing remain unknown. He knows everything. Such a person takes devotional service and engages in full devotional service unto Krishna. So, Krishna is not ordinary person. He is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one hears about Krishna, or unless one hears this Bhagavad Gita submissively from a bona fide devotee of the Lord, he cannot understand the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. When one hears Bhagavad Gita in the association of devotees, and hears from a pure devotee, a bona fide devotee, who was in the disciplic succession, who received the knowledge from his previous acharya, when one hears this knowledge from a bona fide devotee, he can understand the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we understand the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, naturally he engages in devotional service. Therefore, it is recommended that one should hear this Bhagavad Gita in the association of devotees. Why did Krishna speak Bhagavad Gita? What is the reason? When we forget our real position, when we forget our real duty, Krishna comes to inform us what is our real position, what is our real duty. Our real position is we are eternal servant of Lord Krishna. Our real position is we are an eternal servant of Lord Krishna. And our real duty is to serve the Supreme Lord Krishna. When we forget this and being engaged in so many other duties, Krishna comes to this world and no, my dear so and so, you are my servant. It's your duty to serve me. Krishna comes to this world to awaken, to re-establish our lost relationship with the Lord. Every one of us, every jiva has got particular relationship with the Lord. That is called Swarupa. At present, we have forgotten due to this material conception of life. Because we identify the moment we forget about our relationship with the Lord, we develop so many relationships in this material world. As a result, we take different kinds of body and we undergo material sufferings. The truth is that we are the spirit soul, we are a part and parcel of Krishna. But we have forgotten that. It is said in the Bhagavatam, Yaya Samohito Jiva Atmanam Trigunaatmanam Paropi Manute Nartam Tatkritam Chapi Padyade. It is said Yaya Samohito Jiva. The Jiva, although it is transcendental, it's a pure Jiva living at his soul is transcendental. Nevertheless, under the influence of three modes of material nature, we consider ourselves the is a product of the three modes of material nature. We think ourselves due to the influence of three modes of nature, material nature, illusory energy of the Lord, we identify ourselves with the material body. We think I am man, I am a woman, I am Indian, I am Hindu. We identify ourselves with this material body. And as a result, we undergo material sufferings. Actually, when we come to know that's called spiritual state, there is no suffering. But because we are in the uh, like a dreaming state, we undergo the suffering. This material existence is nothing but the dreaming state of our original existence. For example, one small story I'll give some in order to make you to understand very clearly what is this dreaming state of material existence. There was a family of a man and his wife and two children, a boy and girl. They went to attend one wedding. After attending the wedding, they were returning, they were walking, they had to go through a forest. While they were going through the forest, nobody was there, only this family people. And they saw there was a circus truck that was carrying wild animals, tiger, many tigers. And the latch was not put backside. As a result, one tiger came out of the truck and it was approaching the family people. So the moment the husband, the man and wife and children they saw, they started screaming. Oh, what's the solution now? They have to run. So all of them started running. The tiger could go fast and captured the small girl, the daughter of this man. And the parents saw the situation. The tiger is attacking their child, small daughter, 5-year-old daughter. So, meanwhile, you can understand the pain of the parents. Meanwhile, one more tiger jumped and started coming towards these three people, and the three people started running further. The boy and the parents. The tiger came and attacked the son, small boy, 7-year-old boy. And parents saw with their own eyes how they are. Just imagine suffering state. Both son and daughter were attacked, devoured by the tigers. And all of a sudden, they could see one more tiger started coming. And both husband and wife started running as fast as they could. The tiger went and pounced upon, attacked the woman, wife of the man. And his heart was completely broken. He lost two children, lost his wife. Just imagine his situation. And finally, one more tiger came out and started approaching and started running. Finally, somehow he climbed some tree and he was holding some branch. The tiger came and it was sitting underneath the branch of the tree. So when he was holding the branch, he did not see properly, but the branch was off cut already. It was hanging. At any time, it can collapse. And he saw the pain of a wife being devoured, son, daughter, and he thought at least if he can save his life, he can get married, at least he can survive his life, he can beget children. But the situation is totally different now. He's holding the branch, that tiger is sitting, and there was a heavy wind. And because of heavy wind, the branch broke. He started screaming loudly, "Mummy!" Generally, whenever we are in danger, we call Amma, Mummy, whatever language we may be, call mother. So when he started screaming, suddenly everyone started, "Papa, Papa, what happened?" Wife saw, "My dear husband, what happened to you? Why you were screaming?" Then when he woke up, he saw his wife, children, all of them are there. So actually he underwent the pain in the dreaming state. When he came to the normal state, original state, awakened state, there is no more suffering. All are there. Wife is there, son is there, daughter is there. He was very happy. But he underwent the pain when he was in dreaming state. Similarly, we jivas undergo different kinds of pain. Why? Because this state is called a dreaming state of our original existence. This material existence means that we identify ourselves with the material body, that we think that I am the man, I am woman, I am Indian, I am Hindu, I am a principal, I am doctor, I am engineer, and so on. So these are called bodily designation. As long as we are absorbed in the bodily designation, we have to undergo the suffering. When we understand that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul, I am the part and parcel of Krishna, my natural spiritual, there is no more suffering. That is called original existence. When we understand we are the spirit soul, we are a part and parcel of Krishna, my only duty is to serve Krishna. When we understand, that is called real existence. There is no more suffering in the real existence. At present, we undergo suffering due to the bodily identification. Therefore, it is called dreaming state of our original existence. So one can attain happiness by reviving our original relationship with Krishna. We can attain the real happiness by reviving our original relationship with Krishna. Now let us see the history behind this Bhagavad Gita. Pandavas were cheated by Duryodhana in the game of dice, and the bet was the losing party should go to the forest for 12 years, and 1 year they should live in incognito. If the losing party is recognized, identified during the 13th year, they have to go to forest again 12 years and 1 year incognito. So Duryodhana thought, somehow by hook or crook, we can defeat the Pandavas and send them to forest. On 13th year, we'll have our own people, spies. Through the spies, we can identify them and send them to forest 12 years. And again, 1 more year incognito. Like this, we can keep sending them to forest and I can enjoy peacefully the kingdom. That was the idea of Duryodhana. So Pandavas lost everything in the game of dice, and they were sent to forest. So during this forest time, they underwent many hardships. Many hardships Pandavas underwent. And somehow by the grace of Krishna, they passed the 13th year without anyone identifying them. So after this, they have to get back their kingdom, Indraprastha. Therefore, they sent a messenger. Krishna went as a messenger of the Pandavas to go to Dhritarashtra and convince Dhritarashtra to give back as per the bet. After 13th year, they can get back their kingdom. That is Indraprastha. So when Krishna came to Duryodhana, and my dear Duryodhana, you must return the kingdom of Pandavas because they are the rightful owner of the Indraprastha. Duryodhana refused to give. Finally, Krishna asked Duryodhana, my dear Duryodhana, at least give 5 villages for 5 Pandavas to rule because they are Kshatriyas. They require the place to rule. Give 5 villages. Duryodhana utterly refused. I cannot give even an inch of land for the Pandavas. If they want, let them fight and take. Therefore, the war became inevitable. So both the Pandavas and the Kauravas started finding alliance, and all of them reached the place called Kurukshetra to wage a war. In fact, this was the First World War 5000 years ago. So Bhagavad Gita begins. Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya, my dear Sanjaya was the secretary of Dhritarashtra. Vyasadeva giving the divine vision to Sanjaya so that Sanjaya could sit in the Hastinapura in the palace. He could see what's going on the battlefield. By the mercy of Vyasadeva, he could get the divine eyes. So Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya, my dear Sanjaya, after assembling in the place of pilgrimage called Kurukshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do, being desirous to fight? Sanjaya explained, my dear king, Duryodhana, he observed the enemies, the strength of the Pandavas, and went to his teacher, Dronacharya, explained who and all are there. The strength of the Pandavas, Duryodhana observed and explained to Dronacharya. These are the powerful personalities who are very grateful fighters. And also he explained about his people, who are the people who are going to fight Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Kripa, Ashwatthama. All the people are there. Vikarna, all the people are there. All are Maharathis. So after he spoke, Duryodhana spoke about the armies of both the parties. He observed the first Pandavas army. Next, Arjuna wanted to see the army of Kauravas. He told Krishna, please take my chariot and place in between the two armies so that I can see. I may look at the enemies who have come here to fight, with whom I should fight. So Krishna took the chariot of Arjuna. Although Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, nevertheless he accepted the humble position of a servant of Arjuna, the position of servant, driving the chariot. Arjuna orders Krishna, you take my chariot. So Krishna takes Krishna ready to do any service for his devotees. So Krishna took the chariot and placed in between the two parties and told Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, look at the armies. Here is your grandfather Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Ashwatthama, Vikarna. So when Arjuna saw different grades of people, friends, relatives, teacher, grandfather, brothers, well-wishers, uncles, he was overwhelmed with compassion. He was overwhelmed with full of compassion. He was thinking, why should I kill these people? They are all my relatives and friends. Why should I kill them? They want to take the property. Let them take. Let them enjoy. I don't want to kill them. I don't want to kill my friends and relatives just for the sake of this small earthly kingdom. What to speak of earth? Even they give me all the three planets. I don't want. I don't want to fight. Let them kill me. I don't mind. So Arjuna was feeling full of compassion for his friends and relatives and put the Gandiva bow and arrow, sat on the chariot. His eyes filled with full of tears. Arjuna was a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he has got the feeling of compassion, of forgiveness, and religiousness. Whereas the Duryodhana didn't have all the things because he's not devotee of the Lord. So Arjuna was ready to forgive all the injustice that Kauravas did for them. And still, he says that let them take, let them enjoy. I don't want to fight. Without fighting, let them take the properties. So Arjuna was a devotee. And this quality of forgiveness, compassion, attracted Krishna to speak this Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjuna. So when Arjuna was completely confused, so Krishna blasted Arjuna, give up this petty weakness of heart. Get up and fight. How have these impurities come upon you? You are a civilized person. You are a civilized person. This impurity should not come to you. It's not befitting for you. Please get up and fight. Arjuna putting forward the argument. How can I fight with my grandfather? How can I fight with my teacher? How is it possible? They are elder, they are superior. They can attack me. I cannot attack them. Will you attack your grandfather? Will you attack your teacher? So he started counteracting Krishna. Finally, he was completely disturbed. He was completely lost his composure, confused about his duty. At last, he surrendered to Krishna. My dear Krishna, I have lost my composure. I am completely confused now. I don't know what to do. I surrender unto you. You please accept me as your disciple and instruct me. Please tell me what is good for me, what is the best for me. This is the way a disciple should accept a spiritual master, giving up all the argument, just to listen to a spiritual master and tell me what is best for me. The moment so far they were discussing like a friends because Arjuna and Krishna, both of them were friends. Now voluntarily Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and gave the post of spiritual master, accepted him, Krishna as a spiritual master. Then the moment Krishna accept the role of a spiritual master, he blasted Arjuna. Arjuna, you are speaking like a learned person. You are speaking like a learned person, quoting about their different shastras, Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra. This is not correct, that is not correct. You are speaking all these things like a learned person. But actually, learned person, lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Learned person, lament neither for the living nor for the dead. You are mourning which is not worthy. You are crying for the loss of the bodies. Then Krishna started explaining the science of Atma Tattva. Who are we? We are the spirit soul, not the material body. Only the material body is subject to destruction. The spirit soul is eternal. Then he explained about the characteristics of the spirit soul. The spirit soul cannot be killed by any means, neither by fire, nor by weapon, nor by water, nor by air, or anything cannot be cut into pieces by any weapon. The spirit soul cannot be killed by any means. What we are killing is only the body. Therefore, you should not worry. You should do your duty as a Kshatriya without any expectation, gain or loss. The duty of Kshatriya is to fight for the right cause. You must fight without considering any expectation, profit or loss. If you win, you will enjoy the kingdom. If you die, you will attain the heavenly planet. If you lose your life in the battle, you'll go to the heavenly planet. Anyway, there is no loss. While fighting, either if you win, you will enjoy the earthly kingdom. You will get the full opulence. You will enjoy like a king. If you die, you will go to a heavenly planet. There also you enjoy. Anyway, you are going to enjoy. Therefore, you do your duty. Sometimes foolish people, particularly atheistic people, ask this question. You people are devotees. There are many sinful people are there. Many people they commit many sinful activity. They also die. Devotees also die. So what's the difference? Anyway, both are dying. Devotees also die. A sinful person also die. What's the difference? There is an example is given by our acharyas. There is a cat. Cat catches kitten and catches a mouse. Although both of them are under the claws or mouth of the cat, but the feeling is completely different. The kitten feels pleasure in the mouth of mother, whereas the rat, a mouse, feels extreme pain, the fear of death when it is in the mouth of cat. Similarly, a devotee at the time of death, they are peaceful. They are peaceful. There is no fear. There is no anxiety. Because Lord takes the personal care for devotees. Devotees know very well, as long as I am there in this body or the next body, I will engage in devotional service. At the end of my life, I'll go back to the abode of the Lord. I will enjoy with the Lord eternally. They know the destination. Devotees know the destination that they are going to enjoy with the Lord eternally. Therefore, they are peaceful at the time of death. Whereas the sinful people, they know about the pain. They have to accept the material bodies. They know the pain. They experience the pain. So, although the process same, both of them will die. Not that devotees will not die. No. Even the Brahma has to die one day. The what to speak of? He is a creator. Even he has to give up the body. So whoever accept this material body, he has to give one day. So, but devotees feel pleasure at the time of death. They are peaceful at the time of death. Whereas the non-devotees, whereas the sinful people, they fear at the time of death. So next. Sometimes people generally none of us wants to die. None of us, every jiva wants to live forever. Suppose somebody comes with a gun, revolver. Somebody opens a door and takes a gun and ready to shoot, and will scream, "No, don't kill me! Please don't kill me!" Now we will try to escape, go and close the door and try to protect ourselves. Why? Why we don't want to die? Because spirit soul is eternal. And when we die, we'll have to take birth again. We have to enter into the womb of mother again. And we have to suffer in the womb. We have to enter the womb of mother and suffer in the womb. And the pain we undergo in the womb, that is there in the subconscious mind. All the jivas, every one of us have got the pain that we underwent during when we were in the womb of our mother. In many lives, that is there in the subconscious mind. So people know that if they are killed, they have to take shelter in the womb of another mother. And they don't want to suffer again. Therefore, nobody wants to die because the pain is there. I have to undergo the pain. Just like, for example, if you are put in one box 6 by 6 like 6 by 6 box is there. We are put in the 6 by 6 box and made one hole. And through the hole, somebody gives some food, some juice to eat. How much pain we'll have? Hardly we can stay within the box half an hour, not even half an hour. But we have to be in the womb of mother for many months in that stage. To explain this, I'll narrate one small story. There was one minister and a king. The minister was working in the kingdom. One day, a minister went and told a king, "My dear king, I want to take leave because my mother is not well. I want to attend my mother. Please grant me few days leave." King said, "Please take leave. Please go and attend your mother." Immediately granted leave. Actually, he told lies to the king, the minister. After taking leave, he came to a prostitute, and both prostitute and the minister was having a nice time. At the time, there was some knock on the door, and the prostitute silently went and opened the screen and saw king. She came and told, "King has come." You just imagine the situation was shattered because he took permission from the king that mother is not well and he is going to attend the mother and he is coming and staying in the house of prostitute, having nice time with the prostitute. Suddenly, the woman, she wanted to hide him. So during those time, there is no proper toilet at the time. They would open some pit, and all the stool and the urine will fall into the pit, and the pit will be covered with one chamber cover. So she went and opened the chamber and asked him to go inside the pit and close the chamber. So she came, she opened the door, and the king came inside. And both the prostitute and the king had nice time. After that, the morning, the king left. The prostitute went morning and opened the chamber and asked him to come out. So he came out with full of pain and suffering. Then he said, "I don't want to commit any more sinful activity. I don't want to commit any more sinful activity henceforth." So the prostitute asked, "What happened within overnight? You become self-realized soul." He said, "This one night I am unable to tolerate in the stool pit. After death, we have to enter into the womb of a mother. There, in the womb of mother, a child, after entering into the womb of mother, after 6 months, child become conscious. Then later, a child eats food through a liquid form and passes stool, passes urine, everything within the embryo of the womb. So just imagine the child is there packed in a bag, and within the stool, warm urine, the child has to undergo the pain. The child has to undergo the pain. So I don't want to undergo. I cannot stay in one night in the stool pit. And I have to stay many, many months. Therefore, I don't want to take any material body. Let me practice devotional service. Let me get liberation. Let me go back home, back to Godhead." So, because we have got this experience of pain in the womb of our mother, therefore we don't want to accept, we don't want to enter again. That is there in the subconscious mind. Therefore, we don't want to die. Next one. Then, when Arjuna wanted to retire, the Krishna explains the third chapter. Arjuna wanted to retire from the active life politics because I don't want to kill. That was his mood. I want to go to forest. Let them take the kingdom. Why should I fight? So his mood was not to fight, but go to the forest. You want to take the path of renunciation. Path of renunciation means no more work. I need not to perform my prescribed duty. I do not require to perform my prescribed duty when I take the path of renunciation. So if I am staying here, I have to fight. I have to kill my friends and relatives. I don't want. Let me go to forest. Let me become sannyasi. That was the mood of Arjuna. Therefore, Krishna said to Arjuna, "My dear Arjuna, Krishna did not approve Krishna did not sanction the plan of Arjuna. Without purification, one cannot abruptly accept the renounced order of life. When we accept the renounced order of life without proper purification, we will not be able to stick to the path. Invariably, we will fall down. Therefore, Krishna did not sanction, my dear Arjuna, instead of going to forest, you want to attain liberation. That is the goal. So fine. For that, you need not become sannyasi. You can rather fight standing here, do your duty without any attachment to the result, just for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. You fight for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. In this way, you will become free from bondage and you will attain liberation. If you escape your duty, escape from duty, you will undergo this, you will be bound by this loss of material nature. You have to undergo the cycle of repeated birth and death. Therefore, please do not escape from your duty, must perform your duty. This was instruction of Lord Krishna to Arjuna. Even he cited, Krishna cited, gave the example. Even the great personalities, liberated souls like Janaka Maharaj, performed their prescribed duty just for the sake of educating people in general. Similarly, you should also perform your duty for educating people in general. Then Krishna, why here one may ask the question, why Krishna is inciting Arjuna to become violent? Arjuna does not want to fight. He is like a saintly person. Let them take the kingdom, let them enjoy, I will forgive them, let me go to the forest. I don't want to kill them. So Arjuna is good, okay, saintly, but God is inciting Arjuna to fight. God is inciting Arjuna to why? How can God can incite Arjuna to fight and kill the people? So the duty of a Kshatriya is to fight for the right cause. Duty of Kshatriya is to fight for the right cause. When the good argument fails, there is only option is fighting. So Pandavas tried their best, asked only 5 villages. Duryodhana refused to give even an inch of land. The forest became inevitable. Now the duty of Kshatriya is to fight. You should not see whether it's a father or a brother or a cousin or friends and relatives. Without seeing who is the enemy, you must to fight. That's called Dharma Yuddha. That's called Dharma Yuddha. And Krishna is the supreme justice. And he has sanctioned this war. He has sanctioned this war. Arjuna has refused to act. Just like, for example, there is a criminal who was murdered innocent people, and he was brought to the court. The lawyer started speaking about all the criminal activities, and judge heard the argument, heard the cases very well. After that, he passed the judgment. This criminal should be hanged on particular day. Judge is awarded the capital punishment to the murderer. We can't blame judge. The judge is violent. How can he hang somebody? Judge is not a fool to give a death punishment, death penalty to somebody unnecessarily. He knows the law. He's not giving the death punishment out of envy. As per the law, he acts. Therefore, nobody should blame the judge who gives the judgment. If he does not give proper judgment, then he cannot be called a judge. None of us will accept. If judge gives improper judgment, none of us can accept the judge. Similarly, it's a God. He has to give the justice. He is the supreme God. Krishna is the supreme God. He has sanctioned this war. These people should be killed. These people should be killed because they are unrighteous. They do not deserve to be live. They do not deserve to live because they insulted Pandavas. They want to kill Pandavas and they disrobed Draupadi. They gave so many tortures. Therefore, they are deserved to be killed. That was a plan of Lord. Krishna came to reduce the burden of the earth. When the Mother Earth is overburdened was by many sinful people, Mother Earth approached Lord Krishna to reduce the burden of this earth. So Lord came to reduce the burden of the earth, unnecessary burden of the earth. So that was the plan, but Arjuna was refusing. This is the first scene. The Lord has sanctioned, the judge has given the capital punishment to the murderer. No, one particular day, the prisoner or the criminal was taken to the place where he should be hanged. He was taken on the platform, raised platform. He was made to stand, and the black cloth was covered, and the rope was put, and they put everything fit. No, the executor is there. He has to switch on the button. So if you switch on the button, the bottom, the plate is there on the top of the platform. There's a plate is there. When you switch on the button, the plate will move. There is a pit, and the person will fall into the pit, and it will hang. This head will, the body will hang, and he will die. And at the time, the executor who is going to switch on the button, he feels some sort of compassion for this criminal. How can I kill this person? No, I can't kill this person. It's a sin on my part by killing this person. He feels some certain amount of compassion for the murderer. Therefore, I'm not going to do this duty. I want to retire. It's a sin on my part to switch on the button to kill this person. It's a foolishness on the part of the executor. He thinks by not doing his duty, the person will be saved. No. Even if he does not switch on, somebody will come and switch on, and the person will be hanged. And he's thinking that he should feel compassionate. And he's thinking it's a sin to switch on the button because he's going to kill the person. He will not incur any sin by switching on the button. Although he's a killer, in one sense, he's the main cause. He's the main person who is going to kill him. But he's not the killer. Judge just awarded the punishment to the criminal. Neither judge will get the reaction because he's not doing out of envy. He's following the law. He's following the law. Similarly, here, although Krishna sanctioned the war, Arjuna was refusing. It's a foolishness on the part of Arjuna. He is thinking is more compassionate to the friends and the people who assembled the battlefield. He is thinking by going to the forest, these people will be saved. No. Krishna clearly said, whether you fight or don't fight, those who have come here, they will not return to their home. All of them will be finished. Because already they are killed. Now I am giving this work. Just you should act an instrument. Should act an instrument. Nimitra matram. Just like an executor. Simply has to switch on the button, that's all. He's not going to kill. He has to do his duty of switching on the button. That's all. So Krishna is telling you must do your duty, Arjuna. And next Krishna explained about his mission. That Krishna appears in this world in order to protect the devotees and vanquish the demons and to re-establish the religious principles. So Arjuna has to understand the mission of the Lord and act accordingly. But Arjuna was refusing to act. Therefore, he requires a transcendental knowledge. So Krishna instructed him the transcendental knowledge. Tasmat ajnana sambhutam ritsamjnanasi jnapana chitvanam samshayam yogam mattushta tishta bharata. O Arjuna, the doubts which has arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Get up and fight. Get up and fight. What is ignorance? Ignorance means not knowing one's duty. Forgetting our real relationship with the Lord is called ignorance. Knowledge means knowing our relationship with the Lord. Knowledge means knowing our relationship with the Lord and act accordingly. So next Krishna explained who is sannyasi, one who's unattached to the fruits of action, and one who works as is obligated is a sannyasi. He is in the renounced order of life. One who's unattached to the fruits of action and one who's obligated, one who works as is obligated is the real sannyasi. So this is the first section of the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna explains about how karma yoga leads to bhakti yoga. Next sixth chapter, Krishna explains about bhakti yoga. In the 12th chapter, Arjuna asks this question, my dear Krishna, who is the best? There are two classes of people. Those who follow the impersonal path, who worship the impersonal Brahman feature. The absolute truth is realized in three phases: Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Many people, the Advaita philosophy, they do not accept the personal feature of the Lord. They say God is formless, Brahman. There are some people who accept the personality of Godhead and engage in devotional service. And there are some people who worship the impersonal Brahman feature of the absolute truth. Among these two categories, which is more perfect? The Brahman realization or Bhagavan realization? Worship of the impersonal absolute truth or worshipping the Supreme Lord in devotional service? So Krishna says, those who fix their mind upon my personal form, engage in devotional service with great faith, they are superior. They are superior. They are more perfect. In other words, anyone who render devotional service unto the Lord, Krishna, seeing him, considering him is a supreme personality of Godhead, is far superior than the person who worship the Lord in his impersonal Brahman feature of the absolute truth. The process of devotional service is very, very simple and practical, whereas the impersonal Brahman feature is difficult, troublesome. Anyone who accepts the path of devotional service, Krishna says that I will take personal charge of delivering my devotee. I will deliver my devotee personally from the cycle of birth and death. Then Krishna explains different gradation of devotional service. O Arjuna, you fix your mind upon me. Engage your intelligence in me. Thus you will live with me always. Thus you will live with me always. If it is difficult for you, that if you are not able to think of me always, if you are not able to fix your mind upon me continuously, then you follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master. That's chanting 16 rounds, hearing, attending Mangalarti, doing some service. These are called regulated devotional service under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master. Even if it is not possible for you to do this, then work for me. Work for me. Even if it is difficult for you to work for me, then you offer the result of your work to me. Just like some people cannot do in voluntary service and they can work outside, whatever money they get, they can offer to Krishna. That is the fourth. Even if you cannot do, then you can perform meditation. Even if you cannot do this, then you can engage in the cultivation of knowledge. Even if it is difficult for you to engage in the cultivation of knowledge, then you give the fruits of the result of your activity and use it, whatever result is there, in the social service. In this way, one can gradually go to Krishna. If one cannot take up the process of devotion service directly, there is an option of taking the indirect path, but it's a slow. The Brahman, then meditation, cultivation of knowledge, or giving a charity to some social cause. This and all gradual progress. But directly fixing the mind upon the Lord or following the four regulative principles, chanting and hearing, is a direct devotional service. So Krishna has given the both option. At the end, Krishna explained, Etu dharmyamrteno etoktum paripasde shraddadana matparama bhaktaste tive me priya. Those who accept this path of devotional service and engage in devotional service, accepting me as a supreme personality of Godhead. In other words, Krishna says, those who accept the path of devotional service are very, very dear to me. Those who engage in devotional service of the Lord are very, very, very dear to Krishna. And there are many qualities Krishna explains in the 12th chapter which attracts Krishna. Being a simplicity, forgiveness, humility, non-violence, without being envious of anybody, and being kind to other jivas, equanimity. So all these qualities attracts Krishna. Krishna says that anyone who has got all these qualities, such a devotee is very, very dear to me. Then in the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna once again reiterates about sannyasa. What is a sannyasa? Sannyasa means one should what is it? One should not give up the activity. One should not give up the act. One should not give up the activity itself. The activity can be given up if it is connected to enjoy sense gratification. Any activity which leads to sense gratification should be given up. So, in other words, Krishna wanted Arjuna, you don't perform your duty for your gratification. You perform your duty for my pleasure. That is a real sannyasa. If you work for my pleasure, if you do your duty for my pleasure, then you are a real sannyasi. Doesn't mean sannyasi means you should wear a saffron dress, keep on danda. No. If anyone who works for the pleasure of the Lord is called a sannyasi. So Krishna said to Arjuna, if you follow my direction and be conscious of me, if you follow my direction, be conscious of me while discharging your duty, then you will be able to pass over all the obstacles in your path by my grace. You will be able to cross over all the obstacles by my grace. However, if you do not follow my direction, if you act whimsically, if you do on your own, you'll be lost forever. If you act according to my direction, you'll come to my abode. If you don't act according to my direction, but act according to your whim, you'll be lost. You'll remain in this material world. So what is the direction of the Lord? That final direction of the Lord to Arjuna is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Manmana bhavamadbhakto madhyajima namaskuru mamevishi satyante pritijani priyosime. My dear Arjuna, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your obeisance unto me. You'll come back to me without fail. I promise you because you are my friend. Then Krishna gives another instruction to Arjuna. Sarvadharman pratyajya mamayagam sharanam vraja am tvam sarva papyabhyo mokshishami masucha. Whatever dharma you are following, first to stop. Because we think, I know this science, I know that science, I know this dharma. Krishna says, forget about all the dharmas, what you know. Forget about all the dharmas, what you know. Throw to dustbin. You simply follow whatever I say. You surrender unto me. You follow what I say. I'll take charge. I'll deliver you from all kinds of sinful reaction. You don't worry. I'll take the responsibility. Whatever you have done in the past, I'll take care. You just to follow my direction. The direction of Krishna is one should always think of Krishna, become devotee of Krishna, worship Krishna exclusively, offer obeisance to Krishna. So Krishna, after explaining this, he said, anyone who explains this Bhagavad Gita, this process of devotional service, pure devotional service is guaranteed for him. Anyone who explains to devotees, for him, pure devotional service is guaranteed. In other words, if he try to teach Bhagavad Gita to others, distribute the Bhagavad Gita to others, by reading Bhagavad Gita, they become devotee. Then the person who was given the Bhagavad Gita, who was taught the Bhagavad Gita, will go back home, back to God. And the benefit of hearing Bhagavad Gita, Shraddhavan Anasuyacha Shruniyat Apiyo Nara Sopi Mukta Shubhalokan Prapunyat Punyakarmana. If anyone hears this Bhagavad Gita, anyone listens to this Bhagavad Gita with great faith, if he is not envious, even if one does not become devotee, it's okay, fine. After reading Bhagavad Gita or after hearing Bhagavad Gita, if one does not become a devotee, it doesn't matter, it's fine. Simply by hearing Bhagavad Gita, without being envious of the Lord, he becomes free from all sins and becomes eligible to go to the pious planet. He can enjoy happy life for millions of years without undergoing any austerity, simply by hearing Bhagavad Gita, without being envious of the Lord. Simply hear Bhagavad Gita, that's enough. One become free from all sinful direction, he goes to the planet of pious and enjoy happy life for millions of years. This is the benefit of hearing Bhagavad Gita. Even if one does not become devotee, still there is no loss. Then Sanjaya concluded. Of course, Arjuna, after speaking this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asked Arjuna, "My dear Arjuna, have you heard this? Whatever I spoken. Now, are you free from the illusion? Are you free from ignorance? If you want, once again, I am ready to explain." So Krishna asked this question: now, are you free from illusion, free from ignorance? Have you heard my instruction attentively? So Arjuna said, "Yes, my dear Lord. Now I am free from illusion. I regain my memory. I am ready to act according to your direction. Nashto moha smritir labda tat prasadan mayachuda. Sthidosmi gada sandehe karishye vacham tava." My dear Lord, now I become free from doubt. My illusion is gone. Now I am ready to act according to your direction. What is that illusion? Illusion means not knowing one's duty. What is knowledge? Knowledge means we are the servant of the Lord. Duty of the servant is to act according to the interest of the master. Duty of the servant is to act according to the interest of the master. Krishna wanted this war. Arjuna should understand the mood of Krishna, intention of Krishna. He must to participate in the war. Krishna has come to reduce the burden. So the duty of servants to please the Lord by following what Krishna wants him to do it. That is called real knowledge. Now, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna become free from the ignorance. Arjuna become free from ignorance. He knows his duty is, my duty is that I am eternal servant of Krishna. My duty is to serve my Lord. My Lord wants me to fight. I'll fight. Then he took up the bow and the arrow and is ready to shoot arrows at the sons of Dhritarashtra. Although he did not want to fight, now he understood, I am servant of Lord Krishna. My only duty is to please my Lord by acting what he wants me to do. So this was explained by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. My dear king, I heard the conversation that took place between the great personalities, Krishna and Arjuna. When I remember, my hair is standing on end. So thrilled. I'm so thrilled to hear this instruction because it was spoken by Krishna. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatrasir Vijayabhutir, Dhruvanitir Matirmama. Wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Arjuna, there is certainly morality, victory, opulence, extraordinary strength. This is my opinion. So wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Bhagavad Gita spoken, there is a morality, there is a opulence, extraordinary strength, there is a victory. This is the conclusion of Sanjaya. He was speaking to Dhritarashtra because Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya to explain. Sanjaya explained to Dhritarashtra about the conclusion that Pandavas going to win the war. Indirectly, he communicated because Krishna is there with Arjuna. Wherever Krishna and Arjuna is there, there is a victory. There is a victory. So he communicated to Dhritarashtra that your sons will not gain the kingdom, they will lose. So this is sum and the substance of Bhagavad Gita. So we'll discuss later in details. Thank you. Hare Krishna.